A moth got fever when they come, hurrah, hurrah. We used to spray and rush away. The evil has to stay in place. Since it won't fog up the room. But the bugs will still meet their doom. Doom, doom, doom. Beat bugs with Zevo. It uses essential oils that attack bugs' biological systems. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo. People friendly. Bug deadly. Now at a store near you. I wanna go to heaven. I wanna go to heaven.
Your 24-hour gospel station. It's Gospel AM 1490 WMPM. Views and comments expressed on this program are not necessarily those of WMPM Media Group, its staff, management, or advertisers. Gospel AM 1490 WMPM.
All right. Let's get it started. Greetings, our dear listeners. This is your host, Max O'Carey. I am so glad the fact that we have the opportunity to really create a massive amount of transformation. And I want to welcome all my folks who are on all the different platforms that we are in. Well, of course, we're on Instagram, we're on WMBM 1490 Gospel. We're also on Facebook, on YouTube, and also Twitter. I am so glad for all those who have decided to join us, and we're going to have a great show today. I am so glad the fact that you decided to be here and to actually join us. Let's go ahead and invoke our Almighty Savior. Eternal God, glory be to thy precious name. Speak us to us, Lord, out of your word. Help us to love you more and to serve you better. In the mighty name of Yeshua, we pray. Amen. All right. So as you know, we have the ability to actually create a level of transformation. This show always starts at 7:30 sharp. And I am so glad that we have all our folks. And Joanne, what's up? I'm so glad that we have so many of our folks who are actually connected with us. And we can really create a massive transformation right now. So the topic today, we hear it. It says, if you could read it, it says, create your own health. What does that mean to create your own health? A lot of people are saying, what do you mean by that? Well, understand this. Hippocrates tells you that let thy food be thy medicine and thy medicine be thy food. What does that mean? Well, it means that your food, the choice of food that you actually make, they can become your medicine. And make sure your medicine be thy food. So which means there are ingredients that our Creator have put since the beginning of time, from Genesis 1:29, and it states, and God said, that's so important to understand when we're given that. Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed. To you it shall be for meat. So when you're hearing that, that's something that's really unique when you're actually getting that. So understanding that you can create that massive transformation right now. Now, we've been at this since November 1st, and we are continuing this program so that you can get something really out of this. Now, you know that we always love to talk about natural health that they don't want us to know about. So for those who are listening, who might want to be in communication with us, especially those who are watching online, you can always go to 305, call us at 305-407-9227, 305-407-9227. And for my folks who are online, make sure you do like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share. We are discussing what's coming out in May. For my folks, we like to really go ahead because there's so many things we can actually really handle. So the article that's coming out in the magazine, the month that's coming, it says cure this virus to prevent cancer. Now, a lot of times when we hear that, you know, it's a way to actually get our attention. So what it's talking about hepatitis C, which is a major cause of liver cancer and liver failure. A simple blood test provides early warning against this silent disease. Newer hepatitis C drugs have cure rates over 95%. Now, why are we saying this? Is because the information is there. But what we always talk about is that our people are usually the ones that are in last. We're always at the back of the bus for a reason or another, sometimes 3 decades behind from information. And that's why we take time to actually talk about natural health that they don't want us to know about. It is important to understand what's in the news currently is that magnesium can improve blood glucose metabolism. Anti-inflammatory diet may reduce dementia risk. Modestly elevated A1C raise risk of cardiovascular disease and overall mortality. L-arginine helps improve erectile dysfunction. A lot of people don't know these things, and this is the reason why your dear station, WMBM 1490 Gospel, AM Gospel, that's why they see the necessity to have something like that. For us to really not be the ones that's always making the decision at the grave site, having those jailhouse confession to say, if I only knew, or I'm going to do better. No, we can do something. Remember, the knowledge in the Bible says knowledge shall increase, and it has. So there's so much stuff you can actually get out there. Now, what really happens is that it's good when you're connected to a professional that can guide you the right way, because there's so much that most people, a confused mind never does anything. So there's a lot of information that's put out there, and there's other information that's put to contradict the other information. Is the other group that wants to create confusion so that people would not follow the protocols that would be better for them. And that's the reason why we take time to create massive amount of transformation right now. We have information that tells us that overlooked risks of elevated homocysteine, high homocysteine blood level contribute to cerebral vascular disease, brain aging, and hearing loss. A simple blood test and specific B vitamins can safely lower homocysteine. So let me tell you why I really love these things, because they're on point. So when we go ahead and study these things, read on them ahead of time, what it does for me is that I always find people on that. Now understand this, I'm already reading May, and guess what's happening? I've already seen somebody today with a condition that resemble that. Imagine that you're a person that you know very well, that is very on point, and then all of a sudden that person leaves their house to go take care of something and forget where they live, and they're roaming around all night to find where they live. That's something scary, right? All family members, they're all out there looking, they even see the car pass, but they don't even know where they've gone after that when they're turning to go follow. So when the person goes to the doctor, they're like, well, it's because you're aging. Well, it's funny that you say that. Well, a lot of times when these signs start coming up, where the person is not saying something that is on point, or they probably rumbling around, it is important to understand that inflammation is basically our biggest enemy. But also it could be our friend. I'll tell you why. If there was no inflammation, we would not know that something bad is happening. Inflammation, that's why in all the big studies, they say inflammation is neither good or bad. It's just what it is. You just got to know, thanks to the fact that inflammation occurs, it tells us, it forewarns us of what's going on. So that's why doctors who like to really make very good prevention, they would put you on what we call they would do a test that's called C-reactive protein, because they want to check the level of inflammation in your body. Because if you don't know that, you don't know where these things are, they can be detrimental. And that's the reason we like to take time to really speak about that. Reverse non-alcoholic fatty liver damage. Nearly a quarter of U.S. adults have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. A blend of probiotic and prebiotic has been clinically shown to stop its progression and help reverse liver damage. Now, here's the reason why. People hear liver damage, they're already thinking the person was a drunk or used to drink. In reality, there are people who love to eat leftover food more than a week. We tell you don't take it past 2 days. No more than 2 days. But people do it for a week and they call it meal prepping, right? Well, guess what? There's some people who have done it. I met a person that did it a month. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Well, and those same individuals, when they eat so fast, it's like lightning. They forgot to press the brake. So whenever something like that occurs, what really happens is that the digestion is not happening. Of course, when digestion is not happening, metabolism is not happening, absorption is not happening. They're filled up with gas and they're not understanding why they're dealing with all sorts of stuff. This is why getting a good digestive enzyme is really essential. So that's why we say you can create your own health, because in reality, when the Bible says, my people are perishing for lack of knowledge, that's exactly what's going on. Lack of knowledge. We heard, and that's why on this station, you'll be surprised, this is the only station that I've offered the book, Counsel on Diet and Foods. And I would say, give or take, we have probably, if I'm being accurate, I would say about 33 or 40 people, give or take, have gotten this book or called to request that book, text their address to request that book. Now, whether they're reading it or not, I don't know. I haven't kept up to find out. And this is the campaign that we're going to start to make sure that at least you crack the book open. It was just not something you requested. Some have paid for it. Some have received it as a gift. So what it is that we're saying to you is not, that's one of the books that's available. That book talks about chewing your food. People say, they say 32 times. Well, people may see it. If we were chewing 32 times on each bite, guess what? Most of us wouldn't be eating that much because our jaw would be tired. Well, it's so easy. That's why I tell people, when you only have 15-minute break or 30-minute lunch, it's not for you to go get a big old lunch, because 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes already got the time of your lunch because you were putting it in the microwave, right? Which we tell you don't put it more than 2 minutes. But guess what? I get it. This would have been a good time to get a fruit or a salad or something that's quick, something that's a sandwich, nothing that would require all that whole lot. I wish I knew that back then. And these are the things that we're saying. So all we're saying is that make sure you create enough transformation for yourself, because that's one of the things that's really awesome when you can create that much transformation. It's really simple. Now let's go ahead and look at some others. I think you would actually really like some of the things that we're talking about. We tell you that recent studies continue to show that the benefits of vitamin K1 and K2, vitamin K impedes arterial calcification, protects cognitive function, and reduce all cause of mortality. Now, people are saying, if you're listening to all these research, what's going to end up happening is that you're going to be taking a load of stuff. I get it. Yes, it seems that way. But when you think about it, each time that I'm walking down North Miami, I'm always seeing a bunch of fellas and sometimes women. They're giving me that little walk. And you know it's not a swag that's making them walk like that. The only reason they're walking like that is because that person had something very traumatic that happened in their life. It's not because of their swag that they're walking like that. It's because they had to deal with a stroke, heart attack. The things that's really impacting our community. The things that's impacting our community because we're still using those whack oils. Or even the good ones, we don't know how to use them the right way. And this is the reason why we do this. We do this because we want to create a massive amount of transformation immediately. What would that look like? I know we can create massive transformation. And that's the reason why we're here, to really create the level of transformation for you right now. Here's one of the things that's really awesome. And as we're about to conclude very soon, I just want to let you know you can create your own health. And what that requires, it requires, first of all, dedication. It requires decision. it requires your desire. It requires for you to decide literally that this is going to be your priority. And if you can't do that, I don't know who's going to do it for you. I want to let you know that there's a superfood that we're studying this month coming up. It's called dandelion. Dandelion extract shows may combat constipation, drastically reduce cholesterol and triglyceride level, and protect skin against cell aging and UV light. Now, I want to say to you, a lot of people are complaining how it's so hot out there. Well, guess what? It's starting early. Wait till it gets in the summer, right? So that's one of the reasons you want to really take time to drink. If you're waiting for you to be thirsty to drink water, that means there's already a fire in your house. You want to be able to hydrate yourself properly so that we can create that level of transformation. Well, I've basically talked about most of the things that really relates to May. Well, let's go a little bit in April. Have you ever had something that's called brain fog? Well, brain fog, let me tell you, anytime that you hear that the gut is the second brain, anytime that you're having issues with things relating to constipation or certain issues that relates to the gut, know that there's going to be a whole lot of nonsense that's going to occur according to that. So Harvard, eating walnut, there's a study in Harvard that says eating walnut extends human lifespan. Harvard scientists recently found that 60-year-olds who have ate weekly servings of walnut had a 1.3 year increase in lifespan. Walnut may protect against diabetes, cancer, and Alzheimer's. Now, why do you think they're saying that? Well, you got to really go into the walnut and see why. Have you ever noticed the walnut? It looks like the shape of a brain. Well, there's several little books that we've seen where it shows you that there are some food they resemble to our organs. So that's one of the reasons that's really great. Like pomegranate is good for what? Heart, but also urinary tract. So these are the type of things that I want to really share because it makes a huge difference. It's important that we boost our defense against cold, flu, and allergies. Scientists have identified a probiotic and a yeast fermented combination that reduce cold and flu frequency by 55% and reduce days with nasal congestion by 43%. That's one of the things that we like to discuss whenever we do our conferences, when we are invited in churches, when we're doing those massive amount of conference. And guess what? You're that's listening. You may have a church that may want one of our specialists. We have specialists. Get this, we got specialists that can come and they will come with some freebies. You'll be surprised. We have loaded amount of information that we can actually share with you. And that's one of the reasons we are out here to make that difference. Restore healthier glucose level. That's one of the things I think we should do. Anytime I speak about some good stuff, guess what happens? We got to get it going, especially to my my good buddies here on Instagram. Anytime we speak about health, they got to really be a little scared. Listen, cinnamon, chromium, amla, shilajit, and seaweed help reduce blood glucose level. I will repeat it again. Cinnamon, chromium, amla, shilajit, and seaweed help reduce blood glucose level. Isn't that a great thing to have access to these type of things? Remember, you could always reach out to us at 305-407-9227. There's not a place in the United States that you're listening right now, and even abroad, that we cannot send information to you or send products to you. That's one of the things that's really awesome. Now, what is tryptophan? Clinical research shows that increasing intake of tryptophan, an essential amino acid, improve sleep, and boost mood. Most people thought it was all about what? Melatonin or serotonin. Guess what? If you're taking melatonin, especially over the counter, some of my friends, they like to call it the cheap Chinese brand. I'm just telling you, some of my friends, they're a little bit radical, okay? I just want to let you know, whenever that you're using that and it's not working, is because you're not taking a brand that is appropriate, that can make a difference. But if you have a chronic issue with sleep, it's because you don't have the precursor, which is the tryptophan, that helps the melatonin or the serotonin level to balance out so that it can really glide. So whenever I have a friend of mine, I got to say it because she's going to see it online, that she went cuckoo, okay? Stress. And all I heard, I remember being in Georgia, and I got the call that, hey, your friend is running out there butt naked. I had to say it that way. She's going to kill me for that. But I'm just saying, when I heard, I'm like, yo, that's not like her. What happened? Well, apparently she went wild. Don't know what happened initially. So what I did, I called the office and I told my mom, make sure you give so-and-so tryptophan and melatonin. Chances are she hasn't been sleeping. Things were getting tough. And there was a lot of personal nonsense going on in their life. And I told her 3 months ago, if you don't move out of that place, you might run out there butt naked. And she did it. I regret I prophesied that, but I want to say to you, us as people of the book, we see these things. God has given us those gifts so that we can warn our loved ones and the people that we meet, to give them those prophecies. Not that I wanted that for her. I did mention to her, make sure you take care of yourself. One thing that most people don't realize is that in the Bible, it talks about, look at the ravens, right? If God can make sure that the birds get food, how much more us being children of God? Now, we know not all of us may be living in obedience. Understand this. We know that rain falls on both the just and the unjust, which means what it is that for us to do is keep on creating our own health, deciding every day our own health. I mean, I understand you may want to eat that Twinkie. Twinkie is really good, but once you're done with it, you're like, was it worth it, right? So what I'm saying to you is just make sure you create your own health. And that starts with deciding. Start educating yourself. Start applying yourself. It starts with doing the very simple stuff. So if you're there listening right now, you want to really transform your life. You want to really create a massive amount of transformation. I want to give you a gift. I want to give you a gift that's really simple. What I want you to do, I'm going to put in my number, 954-934-7921. When I put this number, you call that number or you text it, I will send you 5 things that you can do that can start transforming your health right now. And I will go over those 5 things right now. First of all, you take 1 leaf of romaine lettuce blended in distilled water. You may want to wash the romaine lettuce very well with white vinegar, rinse it with water, put it in a blender. You put 1 leaf, not 2, 3, 4, 5, not the whole stock. Just put 1 leaf in there and put distilled water in there, blend that baby, and then you drink it with the fiber. When you do that, it'll oxygenate your blood. It'll help your blood to circulate better. It'll give you more energy. It'll strengthen your eyes. It will give you the ability to lower your blood pressure. But ultimately, when you take that, it's like a blood transfusion. If you're anemic, you're having palpitation, you want to take that. Second, you want to take, if you have a juicer, if you don't have one, get one. At one of those major chain places, you could find it for like $115. You get a good juicer. It doesn't have to be a massive expensive one. And you go to one of those stores that usually have the 25 pounds of carrot for $19.97. I'm not going to name their name if they don't advertise on the station, because we love our station. It's a station that supports Jesus Christ. So we want to make sure that they support us, right? So you go to that place, okay, you get the carrot, you put the carrot through, and you drink 16 ounces a day. Now, people will say, when I take carrot, it raises my blood sugar. Well, yeah, because you blended it. You're not supposed to blend it. When you blend it, the fiber remains. It's more like a puree. We want you to use a juicer where the fiber goes one part and the juice goes the other part. You drink the juice, of course. All right, so let's go to the third thing. Third thing, now if you have acid reflux, be mindful on how you do this. You take half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, you put it into 8 ounces of water, you drink it immediately before you eat a large meal. When you do that, it will help not only digestion, it'll open up your pores, it will, your sinuses. I mean, I had this gentleman that came the other day. He was so ecstatic that the next day when he went to work, they're like, what did this guy do to you? Because you're looking a lot better. You must have slept better. Your nose has opened up. So these are the type of stuff we want to really talk about. Fourth, you take oatmeal, old-fashioned oatmeal, half a cup of oatmeal, you put it into hot water, cover it. You could take 1 banana or half a banana if you have blood sugar issue, or 20 drops of raisin, dry raisins, and you eat it that way twice a day for the next 60 days. Your doctor's going to wonder if it's the drug that he gave to you that made your cholesterol go down. That's a hint. And the fifth thing, you will take parsley. Take a handful of parsley, put that baby into what? Into distilled water in a blender. You blend that baby up. You drink it twice a day, 8 ounces twice a day, every other day. So what I'm saying, if you did it Monday, you don't do it Tuesday, you will do it Wednesday, you don't do it Thursday. When you skip around with that, you will find yourself have a health that is really literally awesome. If you want to create your own health right now, make sure you text me or call me at that phone, and I'll send you the 5 things that I just mentioned on your phone right now. It's 954-934-7921. For my folks who are a little slower, let's take our time. 954-934-7921. Of course, if you want to reach me at the office, that's always best. 305-407-9227. I'm so glad that you gave me the opportunity where I can make a difference with you right now. Make sure that you keep on looking. What? I look onto the hill from where cometh my help. My help coming from the Lord. Thank you very much. May God bless you. This was your host, Max O'Carey. Take care. Gesundheit.